This is the story of the game mode that changed Fortnite competitively and as a whole forever. Now, before we get there, let me run down the competitive scene leading up to it. You see, going all the way back to 2018 in Chapter 1 Season 4, there was the very well-known Friday Fortnite tournaments held every Friday by Keemstar. These tournaments were kill races. Duos would join the lobby of another team and compete against each other in squads for the most amount of eliminations in order to move up in the bracket in hopes of winning it all. The prize pool was $20,000 each week, which isn't close to the numbers we see today, but up until this point, no tournaments had been held by Epic themselves. Instead, they were all run by third-party organizations. This was until Fortnite announced the Summer Skirmish with a prize pool of $8 million. This tournament took place across 8 weeks during the summer of 2018, alternating from solos to duos, with first place taking home $60,000. The Summer Skirmish would be looked upon fondly as it was the first ever tournament held by Epic themselves, and they would continue the skirmish series with the next being the Fall Skirmish. The mode was strictly duos this time, and the prize pool was increased from $8 million all the way up to a whopping $10 million. This was huge for the competitive scene as Fortnite's first ever dominant duo, Tfue and Cloakzy, would win, bringing them home $1.5 million. Epic was on a roll at this point, and just 1 month later, they held the first ever Fortnite Winter Royale. This was a solo tournament and the first ever online qualifier tournament to be held up until this point. $1 million was given out online, and at the LAN event, $500,000 was up for grabs, with first place claiming $75,000. Now, following the Winter Royale, Epic would go on a brief hiatus and would test multiple different online tournaments, such as the Share the Love Cup during Valentine's of 2019. And this brings me to the main topic of the video. Just 1 month later, on March 27th, 2019, Epic would simultaneously announce the two most groundbreaking things to happen in the game's competitive history. Arena mode and the global sensation, that being the World Cup, were announced. Arena mode became the first ever 24/7 competitive game mode to be released in Fortnite, and millions of players were excited as the grind to the top just became 100 times more worth it, because in order to play in the World Cup, players were required to be in Champion League. And that brings me to the leagues in Arena mode. There were 3 different leagues: Open, Contender, and Champion League. Open with 4 divisions, and Contender and Champion each with 3 divisions. In the first form of Arena, it took 300 points to reach Champion League. Now you might be like, oh, that's so easy. No, it actually wasn't, because the points for placement and eliminations were in the single digits compared to the updated version of Arena that we would receive, where it required you to have over 6,000 Arena points to reach Champion League. And so Arena essentially resulted in many players like Booga, Epic Whale, and King receiving life-changing amounts of money, and they also still play the game to this day, having multiple FNCS titles on their belt. With the addition of Arena and the World Cup, the age limit to compete was also lowered, which is why players like King and Clix were able to compete at such a young age, and none of this would have been possible without Arena. Because if Fortnite had continued with skirmishes, many young up-and-coming players wouldn't see their chance on the main stage because they simply wouldn't be old enough to compete. But after the World Cup concluded, reaching Champion League through Arena mode was used to qualify you to be able to play in the FNCS Open rounds each season. And so it had a long-lasting effect on the competitive scene for a handful of years. Although the more Arena went on, the more W King we saw, and it kind of just died off. This wasn't all that Arena would bring to the table though. It would bring back the fan favorite addition of Siphon and brought many competitive changes to the game that are still key factors today, those being Storm Surge and moving zones. And one of the best things is the mode would typically remove all items considered overpowered, which allowed for the competitive and casual scenes to be separate. Fast forward a couple years later, and sadly, on May 15th, 2023, Arena mode was removed and replaced with what we know today as Ranked. Although Ranked has introduced a whole new ranked system, progressing through the ranks can be a bit perplexing as it goes off the likes of Valorant's ranked system, and it isn't clear how much percentage you may go up with eliminations and placement. Percentage is also harder to get the more you rank up, and it's unclear how much percentage is deducted based on your rank. But yeah, who knows? Maybe one day we'll get a clearer understanding of the rank system. Let me know what you think about Arena. Did you enjoy it more than Ranked? Why or why not? If you enjoyed the video, subscribing and liking the video would mean the world to me. We just surpassed 1,000 subscribers, which I am very thankful for. So thank you to everyone for the support recently. Anyways, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.